Leaving the Ozarks, I felt like a new man, even started to look like one. But my transformation had only just begun. My identity, like the world around me, was undergoing a radical evolution. For the first time, I wasn't afraid of the road ahead. Found an address in Donald Powell's wallet. He was supposed to come here to collect his reward when he killed me. Happened to be the same location that Jack Hastings, the Speaker of the House, had flown to the night of the fall. I sensed the answers to everything were in there, and I'd come too far, been through too much to stop now. Some very wealthy, powerful people had gathered the night of the fall. The guest list felt completely random. Or was there a connection I was missing? I'd changed so much over the last year, but one constant remained: my curiosity. That need to know led me into Jack Hastings' house, and now into the belly of the beast. All my old questions about the Speaker took on a new light. Was Hastings part of some international cabal? And what could they possibly want here in the middle of nowhere? As if that wasn't strange enough, I heard something even more incredible. A symphony, or rather, a CD recording of one. Somehow, modern technology still existed here, as if this place had been spared from the effects of the EMP. Before the Ozarks, I'd have turned back. Common sense would have trumped my curiosity. After all, if this group was behind the fall, they were a force to be reckoned with. I was just one man, and who'd even know I was gone? Hell, some people already thought I was dead. But I didn't turn back, because the biggest change in me was a newfound confidence, a belief I could handle any situation that arose. What I found inside, though, was much more than I expected. More than just the source of the music. It was a glimpse of the future. Or maybe just a shadow of the past. Never been a real fan of classical. That was always my father's music. But when I heard it that day on a remote airfield outside of Tulsa, it was the sweetest sound. More than just the music, it was technology, powered by electrical energy, using AC, something I didn't think I'd ever see again. How was it possible? The EMP should have knocked out everything. But then I remembered something I learned back in Nashville. Travis had explained how certain materials could cancel out the effects of an electromagnetic pulse. How the thick metal casing around the security camera, it acted as a shield, creating what he called a Faraday cage. Apparently, some construction materials naturally do this, like those found in elevators and tunnels. But this building had been hardened to protect it from an EMP, with layers of conducting material designed to absorb the electrical charge. All of this wasn't just by chance, which meant whoever was here was well prepared for the fall. Made my move when the guard took a break, hopped on one of the computers, started searching the database. The supple feel of the keyboard, the warm glow of the monitor. I hadn't realized how much I missed the tactile experience of a computer. But the real rush was cerebral. The thrill of confidential information at my fingertips, pulling back the veil on the Parthia group. All the pieces of the puzzle I'd been collecting had led me to this moment. Couldn't help wondering if I was really ready to face the truth. Didn't know it then, but I was only one click away from the most important discovery of all. Unfortunately, I triggered something during my search, and the whole place went into lockdown.
Hey you! Don't move or we'll shoot!
My belief in myself, in my instincts, were put to the test by 3 simple words.
Who are you?
Suddenly, survival meant doing something else I was never good at. Lying. And lying with conviction. So I rolled the dice and gave it my best Arkansas twang. I was Donald Powell III. I killed Russell Shoemaker. As I explained how I was given this address and came here to collect my reward, it felt like just another day at the office for the guards. Like the fall never even happened for them. Every minute in that room was excruciating. But before I could receive payment and leave, they wanted to hear how Shoemaker died. It was painful dredging up those memories. But I had no choice. I tracked Shoemaker deep into the Ozarks. Couldn't get close enough for a good shot. That boy was crafty. Kept giving me the slip. So, I let him think he'd lost me. Waited till he dropped his guard. Took shelter in an old cabin. Tried to smoke him out. Offered to let him live. He was a tough bastard, I'll give him that. Went out in a blaze of glory. Told them I salvaged Shoemaker's backpack. Hoped what they were looking for was still in there.
All right, pal. How do you want it?
Still didn't know what Powell had been promised for killing me. It could have been anything.
Your reward?
But whatever it was, I knew Powell would have already been counting it in his head. Yeah, call me greedy, fellas, but I want it all now, if it's all the same to you. For a moment, I thought I was home free, but that moment was fleeting. I'd fooled the guards, but not the people in charge. Turned out, I was being watched the whole time. And someone had figured out who I really was.
You're in deep now, Shoemaker.
Up to now, my journey had been full of surprises. Some good, some bad. But the biggest surprise of all was that I wasn't dead.
Where is it, Mr. Shoemaker?
The Parthia group was apparently keeping me alive for a reason. One that, initially anyway, made no sense.
Where is it?
I told them the memo was in my backpack. But they'd already taken that.
Where is it?
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know anything. Of course, that wasn't exactly true, and they knew it. When they went through my pack, they read my journal. That's how they found the videotape I got from Travis. The one he believed would prove his theory of spontaneous combustion. It was the first time I would see the fall with my own eyes. And it chilled me to the bone. Between that tape and the other evidence I'd collected, they'd gotten the wrong impression of me.
Who are you working for?
Told them I wasn't working for anyone, that it was just my nature to want answers.
We're only going to ask you one more time. Where is the control site?
They were testing me, seeing how much I really knew. But I had no knowledge of any control site. Didn't even know what they were referring to. Until I remembered what Luther said back in New Eden.
If God smote technology, why'd he leave a working satellite up there?
The EMP satellite system the historians had told me about. If it was all true, that satellite system could still be on, and they wanted to know how to turn it off. All this time, I'd assumed the Parthia group, with all those powerful people, were responsible for the fall. Or, at the very least, knew why it happened. But the truth was, they didn't have many more pieces of the puzzle than I did. Which is why they tried a different approach.
Russell Shoemaker. It's a pleasure to finally meet you. I'm Jack Hastings.
One of the last things I remembered was Hastings assuring me that the Parthia group never wanted me dead. I reminded him how I'd been hunted, all because of that damn memo.
My apologies for that. Arnold can be a bit overzealous at times.
Hastings explained how the New World historians worked with Parthia, but each group pursued their own agendas.
It's unfortunate, but under the circumstances, we cannot always control the historians. I promise you, though, none of us wanted this to happen.
At that point, Hastings' promise meant nothing to me. Nothing about the baby files from Hastings' house. No mention of the Serpent Mound. Had they revealed the truth about their agenda by omission?
It's very complicated, Russell, but we are trying to help humanity. You must believe me. This much we have in common with you. We've seen it. We've been watching you for some time. You seem to have a gift for staying alive.
I'd asked Hastings about what I'd found on their computer network, but he wouldn't explain Project Continuum, not directly anyway. It was all so surreal. My memory was foggy and fragmented. The whole compound had been swept clean. But they did leave one thing behind, minus any incriminating evidence, of course. Still, they gave me one new clue for my collection. Wasn't sure what any of it meant at the time, but when I saw that map, I finally realized why they didn't kill me. The Parthia group was trying to recruit me.